Is math real, or is it just something we made up? It sounds like a strange question, right? But it's one of the biggest debates in science and philosophy. If mathematics describes the laws of physics so perfectly, the orbits of planets, the behavior of atoms, does that mean math is a human invention or a universal truth that we merely uncovered? Think about it this way. Math is the language of the universe. When we solve an equation, are we writing a new sentence, or are we just learning to read a language that's been spoken all along? This isn't just an abstract thought experiment. The answer shapes how we see our place in the cosmos. Are we creators, or are we explorers, charting a reality that was here long before us? Stick around as we dive into this mind-bending puzzle. Let's try a thought experiment. Imagine a universe where humans never evolved. No cities, no computers, no philosophers arguing about numbers. In that empty, silent cosmos, would the statement 2 + 2 = 4 still be true? On one side, you have the Platonists, who believe that mathematical truths exist in their own abstract realm, completely independent of human minds. In this view, two things plus another two things will always equal four things, whether there's a conscious being to count them or not. The relationship is fundamental, a property of reality itself. But on the other hand, you have the formalists who argue that without humans, math would have no meaning at all. 2, plus, and equals are just symbols we invented. The rules we created for them are just a consistent game. Without a player, without a mind to understand the game, the equation 2 + 2 = 4 is just meaningless ink on a page. Or in this case, not even that. So, which is it? Is math a feature of the universe or a feature of our brains? This brings us to a crucial distinction, the difference between the patterns and the symbols we use to describe them. Let's talk about prime numbers. Numbers that can only be divided by 1 and themselves. These numbers aren't randomly scattered. They follow deep, mysterious patterns that mathematicians are still trying to fully understand. Did we invent the concept of a prime number? Absolutely. But did we invent the fact that 7 is prime, or that there are infinitely many of them? That seems less likely. It feels more like we stumbled upon a feature of the numerical landscape that was already there. Think about the Fibonacci sequence, where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. We see this exact pattern in the spirals of a sunflower, the branching of trees, and the shells of snails. We invented the formula, the symbols Fn = Fn2. But we definitely didn't invent the sunflower. So, did humans invent the language of equations, but simply discover the mind-blowing poetry they represent? It's like we invented the net, but we discovered the fish that were already swimming in the sea. The symbols are our creation, but the patterns they point to seem to be woven into the very fabric of existence. Looking back through history gives us some fascinating clues. What's incredible is that advanced mathematics wasn't invented just once. It sprouted up independently all across the ancient world. The Egyptians developed sophisticated geometry to build the pyramids and survey their lands after the Nile flooded. Thousands of miles away, the Babylonians were mastering algebra, solving quadratic equations on clay tablets. And across the Atlantic, the Mayans developed a complex calendar system and were one of the first civilizations to use the concept of zero as a placeholder. If math were purely an arbitrary human invention, like a specific language or a style of pottery, you'd expect these systems to be wildly different, almost unrecognizable to each other. But they weren't. They all converged on similar fundamental principles: counting, measuring, and calculating. This historical pattern strongly suggests they weren't just inventing things out of thin air. Instead, it seems like each culture in its own way was discovering the same universal toolkit. They were all finding different paths up the same mountain, a mountain of logical truth that was just waiting to be climbed. So, where does that leave us? Was math invented or was it discovered? Maybe the answer isn't as simple either or. Maybe the line between the two is blurrier than we think. Perhaps math is both. We invented it as a language, but we use that language to describe a reality that we discovered. Think of it like music. We invented pianos and guitars. We invented musical notation, scales, and chords. These are human systems, our creations. But the principles of harmony, the pleasing sound of a perfect fifth, the emotional power of a minor key, these are based on the physics of sound waves and the neurology of our brains. We didn't invent the physics of vibration. We discovered it and created a language to harness its beauty. Math could be exactly the same. The equations, the axioms, the symbols, these are our man-made tools. They are the instruments we built. But the underlying truths they allow us to see, the logic, the patterns, the unbreakable consistency, those are the discovered harmonies of the universe. Our equations aren't the reality itself, but translations of truths that already existed, waiting for a conscious mind to give them a voice. This idea that math is a bridge between our minds and the universe is beautifully powerful. It means that when a physicist writes down an equation that perfectly predicts the existence of a new particle, they are doing something incredible. They are using an invented human language to have a conversation with the cosmos, and the cosmos is answering back, confirming that our logic aligns with its own. It positions humanity not as a random accident in a meaningless universe, but as a part of the universe that has evolved to understand itself. We are, in a very real sense, the universe's way of thinking. The symbols on the blackboard are our contribution, but the elegance and truth they capture are a gift from reality. So the next time you solve a simple math problem, or you look at the geometric pattern on a leaf, take a moment to appreciate the profound mystery you're touching. You're participating in a story that's as old as time itself, the story of discovery, of understanding, and of finding our place in a world that is, against all odds, mathematically intelligible. It's a collaboration between the human mind and the cosmos. We invent the questions, and the universe provides the stunningly beautiful and logical answers. The debate will surely continue, but realizing that math is both our creation and our greatest discovery might be the most satisfying answer of all. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of mathematics. What do you think? Is math a human tool or a cosmic law? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please give this video a like and consider subscribing for more content that explores the biggest questions of science and philosophy. Your support means the world. See you in the next one.